So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whenever you listen to this. This is Matthew Bailey alongside my critiquing partner in crime, Ricardo Medina.
Hello.
And this is another episode of Bears, Beats, and Bailey.
Yeah,
it's been a long while. We had a lot of, shenanigans to go through. Academy Awards came and went.
Yeah.
We were shocked by the results as well, too, as you probably were.
Yeah.
We saw a few trailers that came out. We're going to talk about those, first of all.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters, for one. The Nina Simone biopic starring Zoe Saldana.
Yeah.
And, of course, the trailer that blew everybody's minds,
it's
Captain America.
It's like 100 million views at this point. It's some ridiculous thing. Like within 24 hours, it got 100. Like, all right.
Yeah, like literally it came out and then two hours later, everybody just went crazy.
Civil War trailer.
Yes, Civil War. Alongside that, we're going to talk about a film that you got to see, directed by Gavin Hood.
Latest,
Yeah, called Eye in the Sky.
Eye in the Sky. And we'll talk about it, but I liked it.
Yeah, and both of us saw 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Yeah.
And we're going to share our thoughts about that. So, what do we start with? Trailers, right?
Trailers, yes. Let's talk about the worst trailer, which is
the Nina Simone one?
Yes, I would say that. Okay, so the big hullabaloo currently going on with this is Zoe Saldana is not black. She's Afro-Latino, and she playing a character who is almost quintessentially black in terms of identity, and you can get into the whole identity politics thing.
Yeah.
Nina Simone is basically a watershed moment. Her career was a watershed moment for jazz.
Mm-hmm. Legendary in the jazz scene.
Really, basically a vanguard in jazz, more or less.
And she had such a distinct voice, like, nobody could replicate that voice, you know what I mean?
And especially as a woman, people like Dorothy Dandridge, who was a lot more lighter skinned, and there was a whole colorism issue with her.
Yeah.
She really embraced her blackness, and she came out at the right timing for that, politically. And a lot of people kind of see in the whole Zoe Saldana scenario as kind of a little bit of a slap in the face.
Yeah, and I know like the Nina Simone family, of course, they were pissed off by it.
The estate didn't really care for what was going on there. The thing is, okay, so here's my problem with it. The problem is the casting. Now, what I suspect went on is that Zoe Saldana pushed for it. Zoe Saldana, the problem is that she looks nothing like Nina Simone.
Right.
And this is another big factor too. It's not so much about the skin color and the tone, but Nina Simone was not, let us say, in terms of she didn't have the Barbie doll Hollywood look that Zoe Saldana look. She have a very African, very big lips. Again, all is part of the whole identity aspect of what you think is attractive or what should be, attractive, especially with black women. Big nose, big lips, this kind of look. That look.
But to my knowledge, was anybody else cast or considered to be cast to play that role?
So if I remember correctly, if I want to understand, Mary J. Blige was supposed to be.
To play that role.
Right. Now, Mary J. Blige, I think, is an excellent singer.
Yes.
Excellent artist. She's a terrible actress.
What film? I like, honestly, I love her music, but I can't remember any movie.
I remember it had some movie and it was so terrible. I forget what it was, but
I have a feeling there was some, like, just knowing her music, I think it's probably some sort of Christmas, like some some Afro-American Christmas film, or was it The Best Man Holiday? Or I'm not sure. I know it's one of those kind of films.
Really, really crappy.
Those sentimental films, she has to come in church. There's a church scene and she has to sing a song, That's what I'm thinking.
That stuff.
Yeah.
So, with the case of Zoe Saldana, here's the worst part. If Zoe Saldana didn't... The big thing with the trailer and what pissing people off is that, from what I understand, they got a lot inaccuracies with respect to her life. So, from what I understand, the script leak. Now, nowadays a lot of scripts getting leaked now.
Of course,
early, like pretty damn early. And they said that like this script was even close. It looked like everybody involved was just trying to jump on it for a film.
Right.
The quick film buck. And, Nina Simone is a big cultural icon. And they said, we do the Nina Simone movie and we take it over.
Yeah.
And we run it. And this disaster happened. It kind of remind me of Ashton Kutcher's Jobs. Steve Jobs movie.
The forgotten film.
Yeah,
Nobody cared about it.
Right, and then this guy Fassbender came with his version, which is again wasn't in terms of the look not close, but because it had the quote unquote spirit of the character.
Yeah.
The spirit of the figure. It ended up being a much better movie. And
I really love like the character depth that it
brought. Actually, two things. A, the writing was better because it was this boy from West Wing. That is who wrote
Aaron Sorkin.
Yeah, Aaron Sorkin. Right. Yeah. It just had that energy to it.
Yes,
so
especially with the dialogue, which is fast paced.
And then another thing, so in the case of Nina Simone now, what pissing people off too is that Zoe Saldana has this really bad makeup on. to look like music. And it's just looking terrible.
Like in the trailer alone, you see it. Like,
she darkened the skin. Now here's the thing with Zoe Saldana. She's she's Afro-Latina. She's not particularly dark, but here's the problem with her. In her case, she kind of went out of her way to say, well, she's not black, and people don't want to pigeonhole her as black and so on so which is fine.
Right.
Okay. However, you're now coming back to try to play this more or less quintessentially black icon.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's a problem. You're gonna have issues with that. Yeah. Don't do. It comes across as very disingenuous and two-faced to many people, and that's why I think a lot of people pissed off.
Right.
In terms of the acting roles, who would have gotten the part? And in terms of acting, I don't know. A lot of people reference Crazy Eyes from
Orange is the New Black.
Right. I forget her name. Ozu something. I forget the actress name. The person I had in my head was Michonne from Walking Dead.
Yes. Yeah, she would have been perfect.
To me, she would have been.
Just right down to skin tone alone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't know. I get a feeling that's what they should do. I suspect this movie will crash and burn. In fact, people are so pissed off that the status say they're going to have a listening party and they're going to tell everybody, yeah, come to the listening party and don't go to this.
Oh my God.
And then other people just outright saying, yeah, just watch the documentary that came out on Netflix the other day.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it yet.
The Oscar nominated one, right?
Yeah, exactly. Just watch that.
Yeah.
Don't waste your time with this movie. I suspect this is going to crash and burn. It has too much bad press. I can't see it. I mean, look, Zoe Saldana could come and be impressive and do a good job with it.
Yeah.
But from what I understand, just as a product, they just missed the point of it.
Yeah.
And I suspect somebody just going to capitalize it as in same like Jobs and Steve Jobs.
Right.
You're going to have a second movie you're going to get a better actress, get somebody with more energy, and then understand, someone say, like, yeah, this is how you're supposed to do the movie. And get a girl from Walking Dead.
Yeah.
She started in a movie called Mother of George as well.
Right.
It's a really, really good movie. I really enjoyed.
And acting-wise, how was she?
Oh, no, she's brilliant. She's really, really, again, with Walking Dead, her as this, badass surviving the wilderness stuff.
Yeah.
Nope. She is a really, really sympathetic, what happened with you, because the whole thing with his son and, there's a whole story with it.
My thing, if I could just interject for a bit,
yeah.
my issue with the trailer itself is just the approach to the character itself.
Right.
Like, okay, I understand you want to show this character as being flawed, and then eventually they're gonna rise out of the flawness and become this icon. But at the same time, okay, you're showing shots of her going to this mental institute. You're showing like the media hounding her down and stuff, and just showing her as this really damaged character.
No, yeah,
I'm just thinking it kind of goes against, even if they try to kind of shoehorn it near the end with the text cards. Oh well, she's gonna rise up and she's gonna lead a nation or whatever stuff like that. But at the same time, it's kind of like you're showing her as this really incredibly damaged character. Like it kind of goes against. Because, no offense, I don't know much about her story, but I know her music.
So I'm somewhat marginally familiar with her thing. Again, I didn't see the recent documentary, but I kind of know her life from before.
So it's kind of like, how are they going to really present her? That's my issue.
Again, because you have, a lot of people kind of, again, pissed off with the whole behind the scenes with Hollywood. And again, this is the big thing with Hollywood and race, is the crew. I think, from what I understand, the crew is entirely white.
Wow.
Yeah, so that is a whole thing. So, it's how you're going to treat the material and who understand the character. I just think that these people just don't get the person. It have nothing. It's a race and culture issue, but yeah, that's because you don't get the person. You don't understand who you're dealing with. Get people who know who she is.
Get a consultant.
Something. And at no point you got that feeling from the trailer. It's a trailer. Yeah. So I don't even fight them. The movie will come and go. I suspect it'll crash and burn. A lot of people just pissed off from what they do. And because it's script leaked, kind of put the nail in the coffin with that last nail in the coffin with that.
Yeah, but I don't think there's much you could do about it right now.
Right,
so,
it's kind of pretty much done. So
you just have to put it out and see what happens.
Yeah, Zoe Saldana probably had to take Shilams with this one.
So no Oscar nomination for her anytime soon. Unfortunately,
she might get burned with this one.
Yeah.
But moving on to other black women looking bad in the popular culture.
Oh my gosh.
We're going to be talking about Leslie Jones
in Ghostbusters.
No, I happen to like Leslie Jones.
Yeah, and I liked her appearance in the Academy Award ceremony. Skit, that was
that little bit she did was pretty funny with the
Revenant
debate
remake. Yeah.
No, but okay. So here's the thing with Leslie Jones for me. If it had anybody else like her, she happened to just fill a particular niche, which works at times. When she first appeared on SNL, she from what I understand, she was always a behind-the-scenes writer. As a comedian, she paid her dues in behind the scenes on stand-up and whatnot.
Right.
So she's actually quite old. I didn't know she was this old. She has a lot of age. She's like 47. Yeah.
Okay. So I thought she was like early 40s or late 30s or something.
Yeah. No, she's 40. I think she's 40s from what I understand. You could correct me on that. Probably had to check it quick. But from what I understand, I think she's probably late 30s, I think.
Okay.
I don't think she's that. But I check it. But from what I understand, her career is pretty far on. And then when she came on, she was like a product of her time. A lot of people, I remember seeing her for the first time, and I was like, wow, I hate this, this thing of her being the black woman, and the angry black woman, and that's the whole bit. And it just never worked, it never stick for me. But then, in SNL, and how SNL is done now, where it's this kind of hipster, referential self-reflexivity to things.
Yes.
She started to play on that with it. In SNL with her characters on her roles, and especially when she does her little bits on the Weekend Update bit, and she started really growing, and I was like, oh no, she actually's quite funny. She just have to give her a good script, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So with Ghostbusters, a lot of people was kind of pissed off with, well, why it is that you have the white girls as the scientists,
and why is she working in the transit?
No, but that's the thing. In the original Ghostbusters, it was the same thing. It was the three scientists
and Ernie Hudson.
And Ernie Hudson was the kind of the working stiff black guy.
Yeah.
And that's where the real problem comes with this movie.
Yeah, and I remember she went up on Twitter, was like, well, why you want to bash me because of that, Like,
right, she defended herself. And I was like, all right, cool. So people, that's the controversy that move on. I didn't really give a shit about that, frankly.
Yeah, I didn't think about that either,
yeah,
too.
I didn't have a problem with it.
Going into the trailer either.
Right, and for me, the thing is, here's the problem with this Ghostbusters. First of all, this trailer is edited terribly. Right, some guy on Reddit did like a re-edited trailer for it.
Yeah, I saw it. It was like 57 seconons long, and it was a brilliant
better trailer, much better, well-edited trailer. And I was like, oh wow! So the trailer is edited terribly. It looking like typical Sony Productions, Sony Nickelodeon movie bullshit.
Let's show all these grand set pieces and creatures and stuff. You'll get a
sweeping shot of New York. All the time they always do that. It's a lazy sweeping shot of New York. It's the same sweeping shot of New York.
Smurfs, anyone?
All the same, right? That same nonsense. You get fed up with that. That's one. Two, here's the problem with this in terms of the characterization. Again, I only judge it from the trailer. Now, I happen to love Paul Feig. He did Bridesmaids. Great. He did Spy.
Yeah.
Spy, when I saw the trailer for Spy, it looked terrible. Let's admit that. But, you have the factor of our rating. We talked about this a little earlier. I think we was on the phone with that.
Yeah.
And with Paul Feig, but with Ghostbusters, we have a PG rating. Is a 13.
PG or PG? I have a feeling it'll be a PG-13 for sure.
Rating. I know. Well, PG and PG-13, I find it's more or less the same. You can't curse, you can't get away with a lot of stuff. You're restricted in terms of your comedy freedom.
Yeah.
The problem with this in terms of characterization, again, judging from the trailer, is at no point you get a feeling that they're female Ghostbusters. You get a feeling that it's on the internet. It's have a term called Rule 63, which is basically female versions of male Ghostbusters. It doesn't at no point they feel like new characters. They just feel like the female equivalents of the old guys, the original four, right? There are three white.
And if that's the approach you were going for, then
that's a serious problem. That comes across as quite lazy because again, I don't mind if you do female Ghostbusters. That's fine. Problem I have here is that it doesn't feel like female Ghostbusters. You're just doing your Rule 63. You're just doing Rule 63 Ghostbusters. That's actually just me watching Ghostbusters in another dimension, essentially. I'm not seeing a new characters. I'm not seeing anything new or interesting. You're just looking like you're just repeating everything. You're just gender swapping.
Right.
It's a gender swap.
And just to stop there for a sec.
Lazy.
If you remember there were two cartoon TV series for Ghostbusters, right? There was the real Ghostbusters that came on in the late 80s, right? That was around the time when Ghostbusters 2 came on.
Yeah, I think they called it the real Ghostbusters because the other Ghostbusters was a different thing. It was a name, so they could use the name and the whole thing. So they said this is the real Ghostbusters. Anyway,
right, and then in mid-90s, that was around the time when Men in Black was big. So Men in Black had their cartoon and stuff, and I think the same company did a version of Ghostbusters, and you had younger characters.
There's a female Ghostbusters,
right? And in no way did it feel like they were trying to play off of the old characters.
Right, that was the whole point. Well, they just continued it. It was a younger bunch. So it was really quote unquote PC. So it was a Hispanic guy, a girl, a guy in a wheelchair.
I forgot about the guy in a wheelchair.
I forget the other person. And basically, Egon was.
There was a black guy. Well,
right.
But I can't remember. No, he wasn't in a wheelchair. It was a white guy who was on a wheelchair.
No, white guy was in a wheelchair. Right. He had a Hispanic guy. Well, kind of like dark Dominican type figure. I'm not sure what it was, but I remember he was kind of Hispanic or dark. I don't think he was black like African American black. And then he had the girl. She was kind of like a kind of grungy, kind of what's it called? She had like
not punk, no.
Not punk. Grunge.
Gothic.
Gothic.
Yeah.
She was a little goth. That is what she was, right?
Yes, I remember that.
She was a bit
chick.
I remember that. And then it was basically Egon kind of mentoring them, going on to become the new set of Ghostbusters.
I think that was the name of it, the new Ghostbusters, right?
Yeah, pretty much. It was Ghostbusters Extreme or something like that. If I remember correctly. I didn't care for it.
No, Extreme Ghostbusters. That was the name of it. Yeah, it was.
I didn't care for it. It came and went for me. I didn't care for them.
The animation was solid though. That style that they did was cool. But other than that, I don't remember anything else about this story.
Right, but as I say with this new series, again, you got a sense. Even if it was PC and it fell within the PC template.
Yeah.
It still felt like new characters, and that's the problem. With this now, it just feels like a gender swap Ghostbusters. At no point you're feeling these are women Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
and different people.
And the excuse, of course, is nostalgia.
That's
have to go
problem.
back to 1984, and even shots like certain shots, for example, look like from the old film.
But that's another mistake too. Is that look, Ghostbusters operated. That's a good point you made, which is the whole nostalgia issue, which is you're bringing back, you're trying to get lightning in a bottle, and the only reason that the original Ghostbusters worked, it was really Harold Ramis, Bill Murray, and Dan Aykroyd. And the three of them, you could have put them in any scenario.
Yeah.
They could have been astronauts. They could have been anything. You could have put them in any situation, I think. They could have do anything. They could have sell McDonald's. And
because they just had that chemistry and that timing.
The three of them bouncing off each other, and they just have to put the ghosting on it, and that's why it worked.
Yeah.
So for you to say, all right, you're going to bring that back. Now, look, Kristen Wiig,
Melissa McCarthy.
Right, Kristen Wiig and Melissa McCarthy together is very good.
Yeah, we've seen it before, Bridesmaids, great. Yeah.
Spidey was in that.
Yes.
Yeah, what's her name? Kate McKinnon. Yeah. I think she's incredibly talented. She's very, very funny in my opinion.
Yeah, not too familiar with her work, but she looks very talented.
She pretty much kind of took over from Kristen Wiig on SNL in terms of the top female, kind of does everything, has her own characters that really work in SNL. Like, again, I follow SNL because SNL is a good template to see where new talent coming from. Yeah, where me and work. SNL's shows fluctuate in terms of quality.
Which is probably why I haven't watched it.
Yeah, a lot of people hate SNL. I still watch it. I still think it's funny. I still like the style of humor. Really, I just look at SNL because of the machinery of it. It's you pull off these sketches in a week, and it's really big. Anyway.
Oh yeah, and the guest appearances, of course.
Right. Anyway, Kate McKinnon is, in my opinion, incredibly funny. She does a lot of great roles. She does a parody of Ellen, which is hilarious. She does Justin Bieber, which is hilarious. What she does quite well is she does white women template stereotypes. So she could play any type of white woman on the planet. So she'll make fun of like some Spanish woman, or like and do a shitty like Eastern European accent or something like that. That's funny. She does that very, very well. Every time she does that, she has a character that's like that.
Right.
So she playing like a goofball. So her character is maybe the Bill Murray-ish character, maybe.
Yeah.
I get that feeling.
And like
Kristen Wiig Kristen Wiig character is basically Egon.
Mm-hmm.
And Mr. McCarthy's character is Rede.
Yeah.
Essentially. And then
and of course Leslie is
that boy from Oz, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I went into see the movie, but this trailer is terrible. And the sad part is that there's a lot of genuine misogyny going on with it. Like, the world is women and they go fuck it up and that shit, no. And I was like, no, they fucking it up because it's not women. They fucking it up because it's gender swapping. It's a lazy gender swap. That's a difference.
Exactly. Like I'm not even looking at that, right? But just looking at the trailer, just from that standpoint, it just didn't strike me as being overly hilarious. It wasn't like, it was just like, Ghostbusters.
Yeah. Right.
Evil demon ghost puking on this girl. That's not really it just came off as just painfully unfunny to me. Like, I saw what they were doing. Like, I like the updated remix or whatever remake of the theme song. That was clever. Right. Some of the jokes just didn't hit for me. Like, for example, Melissa McCarthy's character being possessed, and they had that little Exorcist rip-off scene, her head twisting, doing a 180, and then Leslie slapping is the power of, it's just didn't work for me. And I think that's the problem with it. Just the humor just fell flat.
If this, as I said, I remember you mentioned earlier, if this had an R, I'd have been a lot more hopeful for this.
Yeah, and well,
that's the problem, is that Paul Feig now will have to say, look, if Paul Feig come late and say, look, in the DVD you're going to get our version.
Yeah.
All right, I'll be on board. Because you have to do that.
Yeah. Well, we kind of mentioned this. Well, yeah, we kind of mentioned this via a phone call before.
Yeah, we talked. Yeah,
prior to this recorded.
Yeah.
But I felt that like with Bridesmaids and Spy, at first glance, like for me, I didn't really think much about those shows. Like I thought Bridesmaids was going to be some generic romantic comedy. Yeah. I thought Spy was going to be some generic spy parody.
Yeah.
But because of the R rating, Paul Feig was able to just get all these kind of crass vulgar humor, but it still worked. It was still genuinely funny, and I think that with Ghostbusters here now, because it's going to be a PG-13 rating, I have a feeling it's going to be that, not PG, no. That it's going to be risky for him, because kids are going to be there, and either if the adults get some of the jokes, fine, but if the kids don't get it, they don't get it.
Yeah, I don't. You see, that's the thing. Like nowadays, for me, like again, I probably just arguing because I'm too old for it. But to me, comedy that just aimed to younger people, just not gonna work anymore. Them days done for me personally. You had to go on the extra limb. You had to offend a little bit.
Yeah.
If it's not a little offensive, it's probably not gonna be funny. They're just a high problem.
Can't please everybody.
Yeah, you could do genuinely classic humor, and you don't have to go blue. But the probability of you doing great humor without going blue, unlikely. And the thing is, but Paul Feig is a person that he kind of take over from Hal Ramis in that way. Is that he's a very conscientious scriptwriter.
All right.
He understands how to be self-aware in a modern sense. Like Spy did a great job.
Yes.
It was very self-aware and it did a good job with the material. And I'm really rooting for this movie.
Me too.
I like everybody involved here, and I want to see it well done.
Well, for me, I think that if this show is a success, it will be like a big, middle finger to everybody who was kind of doubted because we're casting women now. But think about it. It's not like you're going to get the same 4 people, the same original cast to come through because they don't care, and one of them is dead.
Because a lot of people's complaining with that, with just and to do with the female casting. A lot of people thought that the casting itself was funny, it was bad. That they could have gotten something like Aubrey Plaza or something like. You have a lot of other funny women out there that they could have done with it, and they just think the casting was poor. I think the casting's fine. I didn't really have an issue with it because the three of them in particular could work together well.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the same formula, but again, it's the Rule 63 problem.
Mm-hmm.
It's that gender swapping problem. Not that's the issue. You're just putting the same characters gender swapped. Whatever.
Yeah. Whatever.
When the movie comes out, we'll watch it and review it. And I am rooting for the movie.
Me too. I'm hoping that's actually entertaining at least. I'm not expecting it to be a classic.
Yeah.
Like the original film. Mm-hmm. Well. And to a less extent, the second film, but who knows?
I really love the first movie. The first movie is a true classic for me.
I
think why I love the first movie so much is because of the whole idea of science trumping superstition. Like you just say, all this ghost shit, or not science, and we as scientists could explain it. Forget your seances and all your superstitious crap. We have science to fix the problem, and ghost basically is like no different from pests.
Right.
I love that. I love that whole debunking of a whole thing.
Yeah.
And they just do a good job with that story.
Okay, well, I just kind of like it for the creativity, for the imagination. Like you just see stuff that E.T.'s movies were filled of. It just let your imagination go and just see where it takes you. And that is what that movie represents. Just the ability to just go balls deep and just do some fun and creative.
Yeah, that's just our take on the Ghostbusters.
So now
let's go to the grand finale trailer.
Civil War.
Yeah, this trailer alone, my goodly. This had so much awesome in such a short time. I mean, so much awesome.
2.5 minutes of awesomeness.
Jeez, this was such a damn good trailer. Holy crap. Yeah. Start awesome. My favorite part, I mentioned this on Facebook, where he said, I could take this all day.
Yeah, when Captain America says that before, beating the shit out of Iron Man.
Yeah, but he said I could take this all day, and it's basically a great callback to the first film.
Yeah.
First Avenger, when he was getting his ass kicked in the alley.
Yeah, but what I would say about this trailer is that I like the fact that it doesn't give you the full story, but at least you have an idea why the division takes place.
Yeah, if you're familiar with the comic, you see where all the parallels working with. And again, this is what I love about the Russos. The Russos are very conscientious.
There's that word again, conscientious.
Conscientious means you are thoughtful and think of everything.
Yes.
You think of all the things and you try to cover your entire imaginative space. Creative space. That's what I mean by that. You're thinking of everything. Movies need conscientiousness. Anyway.
That was the word of the day.
Word of the day. It's going to be the word of the month because we're going to see this. This is going to come up with Batman v Superman. Anyway.
Hopefully, yeah.
Watch it. One of the reasons why The Winter Soldier works so well is because you got that sense of, not only a great film, they made a good job of catering to modern culture. in a really, really smart way.
Yeah.
Why Winter Soldier worked is because you got a sense of, well, a modern argument, very, very modern argument, which is the whole freedom versus liberty versus security. Mm-hmm. Freedom versus security. That classic argument. Do you sacrifice a little bit of freedom for some security? Well, obviously there's practicalities to that, right? To people with burglar proofing, and that's just the normal day-to-day stuff. What about in government and public policy? What happens when you have terrorist actions and these kind of things? This was that whole narrative and paradigm governed the last decade of American politics.
Yes.
Essentially. It was because of the events of 9/11. And then you had a bunch of conspiracy theories and counter narratives that came out of that. And easily one of my favorite sections in the entire of the MCU is when Zola was explaining Hydra's plan. And
I love that.
Amazing edit.
I love that montage.
One of the reasons I love that is if you're familiar with one of my favorite documentarians, Adam Curtis. He does these really cool kind of borderline conspiracy theory kind of stuff, showing counter narratives of American history and Western political narratives.
It's stuff you could find on YouTube, or
you can find a bunch of stuff on YouTube on VMO and these kind of things. There's a ton of basically it's counter narrative documentaries about look at all of this shit that this royal family did, and it's connected to this money thing, and it's not conspiracy theory outright, but it's counter narratives. It's just this actually explains this, and that did that so well. It tapped into that really, really well. And Civil War kind is the apotheosis of the argument, which is, and you saw it in the comic. If you're familiar with the comic, I'm not going to talk about the comic and what happens in there, but basically it's the same thing. It's, hey, you guys are dangerous.
Yeah.
This is causing a lot of problem. This is making the world less safe in many ways. This Avengers initiative shenanigans.
Yeah, and I loved how they showed it just in the opening sequence. They showed
all
the clip from the disaster from Avengers,
right.
and Winter Soldier and Avengers 2.
Yeah, and they just cover it and it's like, they have a point. Both sides have a good argument. And then Iron Man now comes in, who's like the worst possible person to be in charge of. Again, why they're making Tony, and you look Tony kind of being the bad guy-ish, and in the comic, big callback, you totally understand where he's coming from, but he's a corporate problem person.
Exactly, and even when he tried to get away from that, that's what they roped in War Machine to fill his place.
You have a whole corporate scenario of a person who trying to do public policy. Does that remind you of anyone? Dick Cheney.
Yeah.
That whole right, and then you see him doing things that you see your little shots. It's like, okay, I know what this is a reference to. And I guess it's a good reference to real world politics of, it have black sites. You're not sure, Guantanamo Bay. You could bring in all this politics into it. Again, the Winter Soldier did such a good job of telling that narrative.
Yeah.
Look, you can't have people make decisions for you. You had to have some freedom. That's cap attitude.
Yeah.
Cap attitude is that you have real wars and this is not the real war. And you'll have that whole aspect of everything going on.
Yeah.
But let's just talk about that's already the behind the scenes, already the subtext, and super bright.
Yeah.
Let's just talk about the stuff we saw.
Yes.
So we saw Black Panther.
Black Panther going up against Bucky.
Bucky with the sword.
Quite a few scenes with them throwing down and fighting and stuff.
One part I saw, so when they just the helicopter start firing at Black Panther, and Black Panther's like, bitch, I ain't Quicksilver. That bullet just bounce off for him, because again, if you know from the comics, vibranium weave.
Yes,
there's a lot of callbacks to what his armor is made of. You see him run up, and he's basically as strong and as fast as Captain America, and he has those claws are vibranium as well.
Right.
So he just even slice away the tire from the motorbike. Awesome.
There was also Scarlet Witch, taking down Vision.
So again,
which was incredible.
Again, in the comic, that makes perfect sense. In the comic, we know Scarlet Witch and Vision are together.
Yeah.
They have a relationship. There's a whole story by itself. That's why that last scene in Age of Ultron, when Vision was the person to come and rescue Scarlet Witch and fly out, that was important.
Right.
That's a little. When I saw that, I was like, okay, I know what to look for.
Of course, Captain America fighting Iron Man. Yes.
In the last trailer, we saw Bucky and double teaming him. So I get the feeling that when Cap would get in a lot of trouble, and then Bucky would probably come in at a certain point.
Which will work, yeah.
Right. Another thing we heard is that there's going to be a quote-unquote cinematic version of a splash page. So if anybody knows,
God!
So a splash page is basically when you have a big shot of a full two pages, and it's a full scene showing a big action sequence. What the equivalent of this is basically a 15-minute sequence of IMAX, and it's a one running action sequence for 15 minutes. That's what I think.
My God.
That's going to be effing awesome.
That is going to be effing awesome.
Right, next piece from the comics. Hawkeye and Ant-Man.
Yes, awesome. That shot, yes.
That is my favorite scene in the shot, because they do that so perfect with him just passing through Iron Man's fingers. That looked real hard. You see that many times in the comics. You saw it in the cartoons. If you're familiar with Avengers EMH, that's Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
Mm-hmm. I haven't watched the series, but
virtually every version of Avengers does something like this, where you have Ant-Man go on the arrow, and then they'll fire him in an important place, get him to a spot, and then he'll grow quick. And like in the comic and in Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes, you see him grow up quick and then punch the guy out with the punch now. Although Ant-Man kind of undermine that, because in Ant-Man he could still punch powerfully as Ant-Man.
Yes.
When he's shrunken. Awesomeness. What else? We didn't get to the body shot yet. But what else? What else we saw? War Machine getting sniped out of the sky.
Yeah, and and I like how they edited it in such a way that we think that it's Bucky. But I doubt that it is him. I don't.
It looked weird because it looked like a laser.
Yeah.
It didn't look like a bullet.
Yeah, because you saw Bucky with his gun fire, and then the next shot is War Machine in the air, big laser hits him in the chest, falls.
And it just
like, that can't Bucky do that.
It hit him right the arc reactor supposed to.
Yes.
So that was like, and he just falls straight down. I was like, whoa.
Like Rhodes.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
What else? Oh, well, body shot itself. On the roofs.
Yes.
Spider-Man.
And the 60s version of Spider-Man, which
perfect. I know. Wow. So a lot of people complaining that they use the CG thing, so you're looking a little too smooth. The render not finished.
Yeah, and they were really picking on the eyes as well.
No,
too.
Great choice.
But I love how the eyes look.
Because we knew from since seeing Deadpool, when you see the eyes moving, how they're gonna justify that in this movie. Yeah. In Deadpool, it's self-referential and a joke and a comic, so you can accept the eyes moving. But in this, why are the eyes moving? Well, most likely Stark Tech. A lot of people think that this outfit he has is not the Stark Tech. Now a lot of people want to see Spider-Man's the Spider outfit.
Right, the Spider outfit that he got.
With 3 extra tentacles and right.
I wonder if if we have like a sequel, if they might bring in that.
Yeah, we might see that. I'm not sure, but it'll be interesting to see what they do, because I get the feeling that the original Spider-Man outfit was just a little shitty, like probably a hoodie or red something, and then Tony Stark builds that for him. Or what would be awesome is if we see that transform into Iron Spider at some point.
Oh my god,
that'll be awesome. Yeah. That'll be awesome.
And just to mention as well too, this will be a new actor playing Spider-Man is Tom Holland.
Holland.
19 years old.
Yeah, he's a young kid.
So can't wait to see how he is going to
he's a pretty
play
young
that character.
kid, because Spider-Man in this setting is supposed to be like 50. It's an early Spider-Man. He's been Spider-Man for at least a year or so. So we're not going to see any dead Uncle Ben getting shot or anything like that.
So it's not going to follow up from the Amazing Spider-Man,
no,
right?
It's not going to follow up from that, from what I understand. I don't think it's that. So that's kind of wiped. They're resetting it from what I understand, if I remember correctly.
Right, but I just hope that we don't get no kind of lame-ass origin story shoehorned in.
From what I understand, we're not gonna see Uncle Ben get shot again.
Yeah, please. I mean, twice was enough.
Yeah, enough. Yeah. So
with great power comes great responsibility, Peter. We've seen that before. Right?
Yeah. So this is an excellent trailer. My gosh, this is how it's supposed to edit. It's just so well edited. Music was perfect. Just awesomeness, intense. Just the building.
Yeah, and you really get a sense of just the emotional weight of this situation.
Yes. The thing is, a lot of people complain. It's like, look, the Civil War is small. It's a little too small. The original Civil War in the comic is this huge thing.
It was big. It spanned a lot of books.
Here's the thing. I don't know. Again, the Russos don't fail. Right now, they're doing a lot of good stuff. And to me, once they don't let what happened to Joss Whedon happen in Age of Ultron, which is they let the studio get anyway.
Yeah.
From what I understand, that doesn't seem to be the case. So we see once they have that freedom, we good.
And I'm hoping that the story kind of holds up. Right. It doesn't, sacrifice the story for big lavish special effects and stuff. Yeah.
And the thing is, what I think Marvel kind of slip up a little bit with this, at least for building for this film, is that Age of Ultron for me was a bit of a disappointment. Slightly.
It was for me too as well. It was just too much things happening at once.
My problem with it is that you didn't get a sense of real consequence with the film. Nobody died. There's only one person died who a character we didn't care about. Like if it was up to
Quicksilver though.
Yeah, but he was a character I didn't care about. Like he came and he went. Like I didn't care about his character. If it was up to me, I would have killed a bigger character and have like more emotional weight with this movie. It wasn't dark. At no point I got the sense that Ultron was going to win. You didn't get that feeling from it.
True, and I didn't like the way how they kind of shoehorn the Black Panther, the vibranium section. I didn't like that. I thought that just kind of...
That's the thing. I'd have made it... Like, if it was up to me, I would have done that with the story. I'd have made it where the final battle would have happened in Wakanda.
Yeah, why not?
We probably wouldn't have seen Black Panther, but we'd have see... Like, we could have write out Black Panther for some reason. But, like, my story would have been... Instead of just... Like when Claw gave him all the vibranium, He just had enough to build one body.
Yeah.
And then basically his plan would be, look, I need all the vibranium. I'm going to build a whole army of vibranium robots. And look how hard it is to defeat this one.
Yeah.
So that's basically the plan.
And then the post credit end scene would have been, right. Black Panther's coming.
Something, right.
And
I would have to find it. But what they did with the whole asteroid thing didn't really work. I didn't really feel that. It's kind of weak for me. And then again, Quicksilver is a character I did not give a shit about, frankly. I mean, look, I like the actor. He's a cool actor, but I didn't care about him. Yeah. I didn't get attached to him in the movie. And it was just one movie. And right. Even for that, I didn't get attached to him.
But as you brought up that, this is going back to Age of Ultron for a bit. I wonder if somehow they're going to bring in this guy from Guardians of the Galaxy, the main villain, the guy with the... Thanos. Yeah, if they're going to try to bring in Thanos. Not in the movie itself, but just like a post-credit scene or something like that.
I heard again, sadly, I'll spoil these things for myself. I heard there's not going to be any Thanos in this.
Thank goodness, because I wanted to stay grounded in that reality that Winter Soldier did so well.
Yeah, and that's what I prefer as well.
Yeah. Well, for me, like I love Winter Soldier. It was my favorite movie of 2014. So I'm hoping that this film here, Civil War, doesn't disappoint.
Right.
I hope it doesn't go into Age of Ultron territory where it's all about special effects and just all these great action scenes and the story trying to stay afloat. I hope it's not like that. I trust the Russos. I love what they did with the previous film. I can't wait to see what they do with this one.
This thing. Well, another problem is that in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they had a whole arc involving the quote-unquote Civil War argument. That's where they had...
this new one, season 3.
No, not the season before.
Oh, okay.
Where they had Edward James Olmos.
Right. Yes.
He was in charge of a half a S.H.I.E.L.D. and a whole chunk of S.H.I.E.L.D. just broke off and told us, look, we're the real S.H.I.E.L.D. You're the fake. You're the ones who failed.
Yeah, and that was right after Hydra.
That to me is what should have been a real Civil War narrative. They could have carried that up to this film. And who
knows? They probably will with this new season.
We're not sure, but they killed off Edward James Olmos' character. So I would have loved to see him in this movie. Like if they did something like that.
Yeah.
Where you get a sense of real Civil War, where you split up S.H.I.E.L.D. in two. And you have Iron Man in charge of one side of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
Being working with one side of S.H.I.E.L.D. and you have Cap working with the next side of S.H.I.E.L.D. So Cap working with what's his name? Coulson and Nick Fury.
Yeah.
And then Iron Man working with Edward James Olmos' character.
That would have been brilliant.
That's the Civil War. Your Civil War is not just the heroes, but it's S.H.I.E.L.D. It's two parts of S.H.I.E.L.D. split in two now.
Yes.
Like this S.H.I.E.L.D. saying we are the real S.H.I.E.L.D. and we're gonna really protect America. And this S.H.I.E.L.D. saying, no, well guys, we had to give a little bit of freedom and a little bit of so and so. And that aspect of it. And you make the argument. That's the Civil War argument. They didn't do that.
But as you brought up that
they wrapped it up and they went to this the where's this boy? I forget the villain, the superhero's name.
Yeah, but as you brought up that, right? Well, as you brought up that, I remember the final episode of season 2 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It stopped at a point where the continuation clearly was where Age of Ultron started from, where they went to this compound, they blew shit up, all that kind of stuff. Right. And I like how they did that. But I was disappointed as well, so I kind of forgot about it in the long run, that I thought that they were going to bring in some aspect of the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
didn't see that. Maybe
with a character too. So I'm wondering if they might do something like that, because I have a feeling that they will do that with the season finale of this one. I have a feeling they'll wrap it up before Civil War comes out, and then they might kind of continue from there. But I'm wondering if they'll bring in Coulson or some other character or something like that.
Focusing a lot on I forget the
well, I haven't watched season 3 yet.
But right now they're focusing on like
not the Inhumans.
Yeah, Inhumans, a little bit of Inhumans, but that kind of wrap up. And they're still going on with it, and then they have what's called that boy, Dark Avengers.
Dark Avengers.
It was basically what Sky's group is. Oh God, what's the name in the comic? I forget. It's slipping my mind right now. That's,
in the comic,
Secret Warriors.
Secret Warriors.
Yeah.
All right.
Secret Warriors. Is it name?
No.
It's basically the secret group that the Avengers is drawn.
Right. Now, I'm not just trying to think like the comic now, if it's from like actual comic book characters.
Yeah. Because you have Quake, and that's the main character. One of the main characters in it. So anyway, fantastic trailer. Loved it.
Yeah, we could talk a lot about it, but let's wait till the movie comes out.
Loved it.
And
excellent.
We're gonna go.
I love this trailer.
I love it as well too. Oh, and I just love the fact that probably like about an hour or two after it came out, tons of memes and stuff about Spider-Man, all that stuff.
For me, the funniest meme is when Spider-Man takes his shield.
Yes.
And they have a little meme and they say, "Look at me, I'm the captain now."
Oh yes,
That's really funny.
I saw one where they took the shot of War Machine on the ground, after he got shot, and Iron Man by his side, they take off the helmet and it's freaking Kanye West.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
And they had one, of course, with Spider-Man and Deadpool scene, some kind of shit, some quip to him. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, it's a great trailer, really well edited, solid business. Can't go wrong.
So clearly, Batman v Superman has, they always had competition, but with this trailer,
it looked bad. That's another view also, the crying Jordan.
The crying Jordan.
Yeah, this is Michael Jordan crying.
Oh, yeah.
So they show Batman v Superman, the same poster, and it's with the crying Jordan. Face on the two, and it's like, this is what they saw right after you see the Captain America Civil War trailer. This is what Batman Superman. They're like, oh, sad.
Yeah.
I rooted for them.
Yeah, me too. So let's get into actual movies now.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about, Ricardo is going to talk about Eye in the Sky, which I've heard about. I've saw the poster, but I didn't see it, unfortunately.
Yes.
And we both saw, not together, actually. We saw 10 Cloverfield Lane, so we're both going to talk about that. So, Ricardo, let me know about Eye in the Sky, man. Was it good?
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually really like this movie. This is big thing about this movie for me. It was one big selling point. It was Alan Rickman's last live action role.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think he has, two other roles. I think one is a voiceover and something else. I think this is the last live action role, if I remember correctly. I think he has one more thing.
All right.
It was released, I didn't see it in TIFF. I didn't see it then, but I saw it, 11th of March in worldwide release, international release, a limited release. I saw it down south.
Right.
And
down south as in Caribbean Cinemas.
Yeah,
South Park.
South Park, yeah. South Park, super. It actually really, building up and getting real nice. Anyway, this was a really good movie. It's basically based in Islamic terrorism.
Basically based.
It's based in and around. Based in and around Islamic terrorism in the sub-Saharan continent, sub-Saharan Africa. That's like a big deal right now. You could say people keep talking about ISIS and all that shenanigans, but really some of the most dangerous terrorism occurs within, say, Kenya and Nigeria in particular.
Right.
In this movie, it's Kenya. Kenya is the focus. They focus on Al-Shabaab, that terrorist group. People just kind of showing how, the only reason that nobody give a shit about a lot of this violence is because it's black Africans are the victims. The film.
So let them kill themselves. That's the mentality.
The film focuses on three main characters in particular. But there's a bunch of other ancillary characters and wide workers. But the three main characters in terms of the ethical aspect of the scenario is Helen Mirren's character. Her name is, I think, Colonel something. Oh, it's Colonel Powell, which is hilarious to me. I was like, wait, there's a reference to Colonel Powell. It's
sounds like it.
She's Colonel Powell. She plays this basically she plays this kind of like a running intelligence.
Military intelligence, right?
Right. Yeah. She basically running the whole plan to track terrorists. So you track terrorists and you track down what she's tracked. So she tracked down Western defectors mainly. So she has two main people. She tracked down a British woman. And basically a guy I think he's from originally. He was also a British citizen.
Right.
But he was like a immigrant, and then he came and he went back now. And both of them became radicalized in Islam, radical Islamists. The girl converted to Islam, and basically she's like on the number 4 terrorist watch list.
Wow.
So they were tracking her down, and they didn't think they would find her, but they were just watching like a thing spot. And basically the whole Eye in the Sky thing is just basically drones spying on these poor villages, on these poor areas of the world, and they're just tracking down terrorists by force, and then they will do basically a real surgical strike on if they see something. And then you have Alan Rickman. Alan Rickman is this big general character. I forget his name, Benson or something like that. He's kind of the main decision maker in terms of telling Helen Mirren's character what to do. The problem is that he being stuck and being gummed up by a lot of bureaucracy, and you need this politician and that politician, and it's just a bunch of bureaucratic cowardice essentially.
Yes.
That's just totally indecisive, slowing down the process. And because it literally in the story became a ticking time bomb halfway, and the ultimate decision they had to make was, because of the ticking time bomb, they were stuck with, if they fire on this, they had a bunch of civilians there, namely this one little girl who was there. And then it goes to Aaron Paul, who's controlling the drone itself, and he had to fire the missile.
Oh.
And that's the story. Basically, the story became what you call in ethics or moral scenarios called a trolley problem. Right? The trolley problem, just to explain it quickly, is basically if you had the decision if you imagine a trolley going on a train track, like a track, and you're going to kill a person, right? You're going to kill 5 people, right? And then you have the option to switch the track. And if it'll switch the track and kill one person. Do you switch the track? Yes or no?
So right? 1 or 5.
1 or 5.
Right.
That's your choice. And then people switch it up a little bit. You could make the trolley problem in such a way where if you had the chance to push a fat man in front of the people, so it'll kill the fat man, but it'll stop the track and not kill the people.
Yeah.
Would you push the man? It's the same decision. 1 or 5, but it's a different thing. You're actually interfering. It have a whole thing to it.
Right, but someone or something is sacrificed.
Right, and that's the whole point of the story. And in the case, what this film did really well is that it put a lot of emotional and more social weight to the scenario that doesn't make it as simple. The characters who had to make that decision, they saw it as just that 1 to 5 thing because they didn't know the little girl.
Yeah.
The story focuses on the little girl, and you realize what that little girl was. If I don't want to spoil it, but when you find out what this little girl, why she was relevant to the story, it brings up to me a lot bigger emotional weight to the scenario. Mm-hmm. And I thought this was really intense in terms of the editing, in terms of the moral situation, in terms of who had to make the decisions, the time running out. It was a little contrived, a little bit because of the state naked nature of the story, but it's mostly because, well, it's a matter of time sensitivity. And Aaron Paul's character, because he had the fiery missile, it was a big deal for him. We also had Bakar Abdi from Captain Phillips.
Yeah.
I swear this man will never get work in life.
You know, he got nominated once, and I thought that was it for him.
Yeah, I thought the career would have done. But the sad part is that because the guy isn't a particularly attractive guy, I thought he would have had to play these bit parts. The part he plays in this is actually great. It's really intelligent what they did with him. He has a great role and a great sequence, and again, a lot of it makes sense.
Right.
What he does, and he was great. I loved his character. Seriously, I thought this guy would be like a marathon runner at best in a movie or some shit like that. Like, seriously. What they do with him is really, really intelligent. And Gavin Hood does a great job of that casting. Perfect casting. Loved it. Helen Mirren's character. Her character, now again, because it's this old woman, but she's so intense and such a, I wouldn't say a psychopath, but she's such a great intense, like just so steely-eyed and stoic in it. She really works in it. And again, her character makes perfect sense what they do with it. Mm-hmm. Alan Rickman's character, again, great last role to go out with.
Wow.
He was solid. He wasn't like, he didn't blow me away or anything.
No.
But he had a last great line about the nature of just the relationship that politics has with the military, the government and ministry and law, and, just this lack of skin in the game and kind of borderline cowardice that a lot of politicians have.
Yeah.
Because a big chunk of the story was just them damn passing the buck about, of who's going to get the call, and they're worrying about, well, it's going to look bad politically, and we're going to lose the propaganda war, and that's what they're worrying about instead of, well, people's lives.
Yeah.
They do this movie, again, editing was great. It was really smart. It was really intense. It built the tension quite well. It was like a little propagandistic on the left. A little bit. Didn't mind it because it was good. They didn't make it stupid or silly. Unlike another South African filmmaker, Neil Blomkamp did with, that's...
not Chappie, no.
Not Chappie, the one before that shit.
Elysium.
Elysium, right. Elysium was like totally stupid and one-sided politically. I hated Elysium for that. This one is a little more balanced. Look, if you're a white South African filmmaker at this point, the probability of you being right-wing or conservative in any way is slim to none. Right? Gavin Hood is pretty left-wing. We know that. But they do that political weight quite well, and they make it really work. And both sides, you totally understand where both sides coming from in terms of the decisions.
I love that.
Especially Helen Mirren character, you totally understand where she came from, and you totally understand why she's kind of a bad character too. You understand why?
Yeah.
And they did a good job. It's not super complex. It's not super smart or anything like that. It's simple. You can follow what's going on. But they do such a good job with this.
Right.
I have to give this a high IMAX. I really enjoyed this movie.
My goodness. Now I want to see it too.
Dude, go see it. It was intense. It was great. I really enjoyed this film. I didn't expect to enjoy it so much. It just was... it was engaging. It was... Everybody acted well. They did a great job with the ending. What they did with the ending is like, all right, you totally understand what happened. And then if you understand the real world scenario of what this is, it's like, oh, well, your plan completely backfired in this way, though.
Yeah.
And you have to see just go watch it and see what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I have a feeling that it's a tragic end, but like, I remember this quote, just paraphrasing here, that Sid Field, the late great, writer, he usually talked about, how to write great screenplays. And I remember he said something along the line, that the greatest tragedy is when, both the protagonist and the antagonist believes that what they're doing is right. And I get that sense. I love films that, do that. They don't just paint the bad guys as, yes, we're bad because this, is they believe in something. And then when you kind of understand why they believe in it, it's like, oh, I get now, know. So both parties kind of think what they're doing is the right thing, but, when they clash together.
No, but the thing is, there's clearly one quote-unquote bad guy in this. We know who they are. right? They established that, and then the character we consider the steely-eyed stoic, that character comes across as bad as well. That's all I'll say.
But I like that. They're bad, but they believe what they're doing. You understand where they're coming from.
So it had another movie that was similar to this. So it was Good Kill.
Good Kill.
Which it did another movie based on drone warfare.
It's a fictional film,
right?
Okay.
Ethan Hawke, I think, was in it. He was in it. Good Kill, similar story, but this was much better than Good Kill.
But where was Good Kill's set?
Oh shit! Same. I think it was Iraq. I can't remember. Or Pakistan. I can't remember where Good Kill was at. I saw it long. It kind of came and went because it tried to focus on the drone war aspect of him and his story, which I didn't give a shit about. They did that about. They made Aaron Paul's character really I totally sympathized with his character. I was like, yeah, I really feeling you right now, Jude. It is really well done. It's not too. It's simple. It's a simple story, and I don't think it's any brilliant kind of genius masterpiece or anything like that. It's Gavin Hood doing Gavin Hood. We know him from Sotsi. It's the same level of filmmaking. Yeah,
I like the fact that he's staying. Yeah. He's doing stuff about Africa. Real life stuff.
And it's a great aspect. And the movie starts off great where they say, I think the first casualty was the truth, that aspect of it. And then kind of. Do I want to spoil it for you?
I thought the first casualty of war was innocence. No, I'm taking Platoon.
No, it's the truth. That's the whole point. Yeah. I think it's something like that. But what it did with it is, it is a little spoiler, but basically, I should say it's a mise-en-scène spoiler. When they say the first casualty was the truth, and they see the word truth just vanishes, and then they fade out.
I see where you get there. Okay,
well done.
Yeah,
this is good filmmaking. Yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. I totally rate it. Go see it. I really want this to do well. I want this thing, and everybody was good in this.
I can imagine, of course, Alan Rickman. Rest in peace.
Yeah. But at the end, they saw the dedicated to the late Aaron Rickman. They showed that at the end.
Oh, that was nice.
They did a little call back to it, and I thought it was great. I enjoyed it.
All right.
I like this movie.
All right, so
and it might get a top 10 for the year, maybe.
Who knows? Okay.
Who knows? Maybe. If I saw it last year, it'll probably be on my top 10 list.
All right. Now, speaking of top 10, I'm gonna get a film that just because it has the number 10 in it, but just may make it to my top 10 because I actually enjoyed it. Okay. So I'll just give a rundown about 10 Cloverfield Lane, and then I'll just get to just briefly what I thought about it, and then to Ricardo what he thought about it. I'm not sure if he feels the same way as I did, but anyway.
Wheels.
So, 10 Cloverfield Lane is the debut feature film from a guy called Dan Trachtenberg.
Yeah.
He helped out in a few short films before as well too. Haven't followed his work, but
he's most notably known for. When I saw the name, I was like, oh shit, right, this is the guy who did the Portal thing.
Oh yes, right. It was this Portal short, right?
Yeah. So he got. This is a kind of first film for him. First big film for him.
Right. It's written by Josh Campbell, Matthew Stucken, and Damien Chazelle. If you may be, who wrote and directed the fantastic film Whiplash.
I love that movie. Great.
Right. Basically, this is three main actors. Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Yeah.
Winstead.
I was watching her face and it took me a while. I was like, oh shit, that's a girl from Scott Pilgrim. I'm like, oh cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
John Goodman, the incomparable,
right.
And John Gallagher Jr., who I believe I saw him in a film or films before, but I can't remember.
What happened is the beard throwing me off, so I couldn't peg his face. I didn't do any research going out to this movie. Here's the thing with this movie. Okay, you want to start or I want to start?
Yeah, I'll start. Right, so the thing is, and this is just a slight spoiler, but, the title itself, Cloverfield, with the word Cloverfield in it, at first you're thinking, okay, is this a sequel? Is this a spin-off to Cloverfield? And apparently it's, as according to the wiki page, it's a spiritual successor. It's kind of weird though because, all right, because the thing is, well, Bad Robot's involved, and J.J. Abrams, founder of Bad Robot, read the script because the script was apparently pitched to him,
right?
And when he was reading it, he felt that it had allusions to Cloverfield, which came out, I believe, was 2008, directed 2007 or 2008. It was directed by Matt Reeves, and Matt Reeves serves as the producer for this film as well. Yeah. And I kind of understand why, because it has this kind of way you think you have an idea where the story is going, and then it just takes this sort of over-the-top sci-fi-ish detour, and you're like, okay, did not see that coming. But anyway, the story in a nutshell, I don't want to spoil too much about it, because the less you know, the better.
Yeah.
It's about this girl. Her name is Michelle, played by Mary. And she finds herself, I'm not going to say how, but she finds herself inside of a bunker underneath this farm owned by John Goodman's character. Yeah. And he's this like uber conspiracy. Well, I wouldn't call him a uber conspiracy theorist, but he's He's paranoid. He's a guy who was like planning for years that in case this big invasion was taking place, shit going to go down. Yeah. He might as well be prepared from now on. Yeah. It affected his life, his family life and whatnot, personal life, of course. Yeah. So now she finds herself there along with another guy. The guy actually knew John Goodman's character. Like, he knew it for a good while back, but he never saw the guy. He never saw John as being paranoid. But basically, it's just these three guys inside his bunker, and, eventually we realize that, yes, John Goodman is really messed up. Yeah. And, Mary's character, Michelle, I should call her, just wants to get out of this place. But he warns her, if you go out there, there's this airborne virus, you go out there, you're going to die, And at some certain points, we kind of believe that, this is really true. But, all through the story, we kind of follow her along as, she just really tries to get out of this situation, this bad situation. She wants to go back to her boyfriend. We don't see the boyfriend, but he's actually played, he's voiced actually by Bradley Cooper. I didn't know that. Like, I waited till the end credits, like, Bradley Cooper, okay. 'Cause I thought it was somebody else now. It's just this really really biting your nails, although I don't do that sort of edgy kind of thriller. But before I get to my opinion about it, and yes, there is a twist nearing the last 10 or 15 minutes into it that will throw people off. Some people might see it coming like, we saw Cloverfield, so we kind of knew it was going to go along this lane.
Yes, the problem.
And what's your problem, Ricardo? What's your issue?
Okay, so I didn't hate this movie. Let's be clear. I didn't hate this movie. I thought this movie actually was very well made.
Yes, it was. For a first-time film, well done.
Very well cut.
And even the sound design
was brilliant. The acting on this one. Actually, the sound design was actually well engineered for the sake of the movie. Yeah. Because it was actually quite loud, you notice. Gunshots was split.
When it was certain things when they were loud, they were loud for a reason. Very loud.
Yeah. Anyway, here's the problem. I totally understand why they marketed this film the way they did. They kept it quiet, and then they marketed it a month ago or less than a month ago.
Yeah, the first trailer for it actually came out when 13 Hours, which we reviewed a couple of months ago, came out.
Right. Yeah. So it was it was January or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it just popped out of nowhere, literally.
About 2 months, and it just popped out of nowhere. I totally understand why they did it, because it would give people too much hype and too much time, so they just make people just jump on it. Yeah. All the Cloverfield fans would just be rabid about it. They kept it quiet.
I remember they did that before with Cloverfield. Like, the trailer came out, and people spent months just trying to figure out what was going on, what was this, all these message boards and stuff.
They gave us this product, and here's the thing with this movie, and this is what's kind of pissed me off with J.J. Abrams and his ilk and the Bad Robot, that whole crew, which is the way how it's written and how this movie is done is that you can neither confirm nor deny that it's connected to Cloverfield. It's slightly more ends on the deny part, because you have more evidence that it's not in the Cloverfield universe, but it can easily be in the Cloverfield universe.
And in a way, they could have done it like that if they wanted to, but
Right. And this is my problem with this movie. And here's the thing. So what I'll say is that because they edited it like that and they made it like that, and what you see with the ending, you realize, if this didn't have the Cloverfield stamp on this, nobody would have gone to see this. Right?
Good point, actually.
Nobody would have gone. I don't think anybody would have gone to see it. It would not get the hype. It would have a certain names. People would be like, all right, Jan Chaptenberg, okay, Damon Chazelle, all right. But nobody, once you hear Cloverfield, everybody's like, you jump on it and you move. That's the problem I have with this movie, is that, and then on top of that, the actual story on its own is a kind of a slight letdown for me. It felt like the script-wise, idea-wise, it felt like a warmed-over Outer Limits script.
Yeah, like I know a lot of people comparing it to Twilight Zone,
like
that sort of
kind of something where you knew. Here's the thing: there's nothing that it's not like I predicted what was going to happen, but once it was revealed, I was like, okay, this totally fell within my imagination of where the story is going to go. It fell within the bingo.
Yeah.
What's the bingo? FBI, aliens, secret men from the future. Just the whole. It was really cliched in that way.
Right.
I didn't hate the script, and if a lot of people who didn't like the sci-fi aspect of what they did with it, if they hated that, the movie up until that point was great.
Yeah, like I love the build-up. I love the tension.
Even if it was nothing, like if John Goodman's character was just totally bullshitting about the whole thing, and it had nothing that was going on, that still would have been interested in work with it.
Yeah,
that kind of aspect of it. It still would have been a good movie, but even if that was nothing, I still wouldn't have been surprised. So they didn't know what to do with the payoff, and that was the problem.
Yeah, but just to cut you, I think that. All right, if genuinely the writers weren't trying to tie this into Cloverfield in any way, right. Even though, like I said, the last 10 or 15 minutes kind of make you think that, maybe they could have.
Right.
Maybe if they did try to tie it in, I think it would have been like, they should have at least tried to tie it into that, saying that you're using this word Cloverfield that, people have been familiar with because of the movie,
Okay. For me, I was into it and I was watching it and I was like, here's my thing. Because I think because of movies because I've seen Outer Limits episodes better than this, done roughly the same format. You're talking about the new the 90s Outer Limits or the old 60s one? Not the old 60s one, the one from the 90s.
Yeah, I remember that one.
By the way, George R.R. Martin used to write for that.
What?
Yeah.
Serious?
Awesome. Okay. You wrote a couple episodes. I've seen, as I say, it felt a little warmed over in terms of writers, particularly shade, again, as a sci-fi buff. I was like, I think I like to fancy myself as a sci-fi buff. So I kind of jaded.
Did you are sci-fi buff, Jen?
No, right.
Compared to me.
I like to, right. But the thing is, I kind of a little jaded on that front, where, I've seen it all before. It's very, very hard to surprise me. You have to come good to surprise me. And this movie didn't do that. Again, as I said, to reference Outer Limits, I've seen other scripts do it. And when they had the payoff, I wasn't that impressed with it. And what they could have done, and I've seen other movies do it, I'll compare this movie to what they could have done is something like, take, for example, Gone Girl.
Mm-hmm. Great movie, by the way.
Why am I comparing to Gone Girl? What did Gone Girl do that was impressive? Gone Girl, the first half of the movie is where you could have easily ended the movie. You could have easily ended the movie with the first half of the movie. But what they did with it, they took this idea and then ramped it to 11. And just went into a weird and strange logical, but a good logical conclusion.
Yeah,
it's a direction you didn't expect them to carry you. But when you see the final product and it ends, it's like, oh yeah, this logically it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Another movie I'm gonna reference that does the same thing is Room.
Yeah.
Right. I really like this movie. Really enjoyed it. Brie Larson won Oscar for it. Awesome.
Yes. Congrats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She deserved it.
Mm-hmm.
Room did the same thing. Again. You could have had the whole story of them
just being in the room and then the last 10 minutes of them trying to escape. Yeah.
And they escape. And there's the story. But then they decide, all right, that's just the first half. Like this character and I felt this film needed that. That's my problem with this movie. This film needed that. This film needed you to say, all right, you're going to do this paranoid conspiracy stuff. Then you're going to have her get into the world where blah, 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 the reveal
where that happens, right?
And then you take that and you run with that to another level. And she has to do something else with it. I don't know. Now, here's the thing. Captain Hindsight in it, but I don't know what I've done with it, frankly, to tell you the truth. Right? I don't know. I probably will come up with a great idea and I'll probably talk about it on another podcast. But I don't know as of now, I don't know where I would have gone with that. And that's why, but the movie, I get a feeling the movie should have done with that. Like, if you're thinking about your own project and doing this, look, and I'm not knocking it because it's Dan Trachtenberg's first movie. So when I keep thinking, oh shit, this is his first movie, so I'm going to give him a fair shake. It'll still damn good though.
Right. Well, just to stop you there, as you're thinking about, like, all right, the ending itself, the way how it ends, and don't worry, guys, you're not gonna spoil the ending, right? Maybe if they just continue the story just a little bit, just 5 more minutes, and maybe try to end it the way how it began, if you understand, like the one moment that really kickstarted the story.
Yeah.
Maybe if they ended that way, like kind of allude to what happened before, and then she ends up in another situation, and then it's like, now what? And then you end it off there.
I find it the blue balls me in that way in a little bit.
Yeah, so, it kind of ends a little abrupt, like why it ends that way, but it's kind of like,
and I find it
I want a little bit more,
Yeah,
show me a little bit more.
With it. I didn't hate this movie by any stretch of imagination. Again, all of that the whole sequence in the bunker, the whole basically, which is pretty much the entire film. I think it's like the last, 10 minutes, 10 to 15.
Well, 10, 15 minutes is really when shit goes up.
Right.
Well, real shit goes up.
Yeah. What they do with that, I liked. But that was solid, because that was really well edited, really well told, quite intense, I thought. There's this really great scene in the dinner table.
Yes. My God, yeah.
What's his name? Howard. He explodes on.
Yeah, that's great. That was fantastic. Well, before you gotta get the ratings, or can I?
Just.
All right.
One more thing. So.
Say, go ahead.
So this is where J.J. Abrams, again, I mentioned it before. J.J. Abrams, we have a pattern. It's a pattern former with this man. Mm-hmm. Pattern former.
I know you have beef with him since Lost ended.
Not Lost. Well, Lost, I don't really blame him for Lost so much. That is not him so much. That is, what's his name? This idiot who did Prometheus. Lindelof.
Oh, who wrote?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you meant director. Like what?
No.
Okay.
Lindelof, yeah. Anyway, my thing with JJ is that the man, he knows how to. I keep telling people this. I think he's kind of pulling wool over people's eyes and kind of masquerade something that's good, but when you think about it, it's quite mediocre. And if you're not
like the first Cloverfield, for example.
No, but I actually the first Cloverfield I think was still
which was good, but
solid. But why the first
just not as great as it was hyped up to be.
Why the first Cloverfield worked is because it did the whole found footage thing quite well.
Yeah.
And they did that quite intelligently, I thought.
Oh, you mean like how they cut back from
right.
From the actual event?
And when you're watching it, it's like, oh shit, somebody watching this too. Like you didn't get.
Oh yes,
right.
yes,
just like
yes,
with was he with the three superheroes with Michael B. Jordan?
Chronicle,
yeah. Right? Kind of same thing. They just collect all the footage and then somebody pieces it together and then somebody else is watching it later in the storyline.
Yeah.
So the narrative is still going on, but you watching what they see, kind of thing. He does this whole mediocrity thing. I think I still call him the master of the mediocre. He'll masquerade something as very great. Can have people out here who loving this or really hating it. There are a bunch of people.
Yeah, I know. People were divided by this movie.
It comes from the little. I've just seen it go. Today's was Sunday. I saw it Friday.
Yeah, I saw it Saturday. So,
right.
Yeah.
It started to polarize people already, and not only just because of the Cloverfield stuff, but just because of the story and what they do with it. So. Yeah, I think J.J. Abrams showing a pattern. I don't know what he's going to do next. I have no idea what he's going to do next. I don't scour IMDb, so I don't know.
Well, there's that Star Trek movie, but you know. No. Well, he's not directing it, anyway, right? But yeah,
he is a prop. I have an issue with him in terms of he just knows how to play that game really well, but he still have to do stuff that's truly creative for me. I mean, I liked him in the days of Felicity. I actually like Felicity. That was a good show.
Yeah, I'm not knocking down Felicity. Yeah.
Did Alias? I think that was an okay show. I didn't love it, but I liked it. It was a solid show. And then when he came into movies, it's just like you get the feeling that he more just know how to play the game rather than give a great script. He doesn't know how to cater to the lowest common denominator, but he's the best of that. Mm-hmm. Just like in my Star Wars review, same kind of thing. Same thing here. It's Jan Chapman, Damon Lindelof, Chazelle did Damon Lindelof, Damon Chazelle did the script for this, but it was still, you could get the feeling that he was the person.
Yeah, who kind of
give the green light now. And again, this issue with the man. Whatever.
Right.
Movie was solid. It still was very well made. Well acted. John Goodman actually was really good in this.
Yes.
I thought he was really good. Mary Winstead was really good in this. What's the boy name? I can't remember the third actor.
John Gallagher Jr.
Right. Don't know him. I did look him up.
Yeah.
I know his face, but I think he's a comedy person. I get a feeling.
Wouldn't be surprised just the way of just the way how he acted.
Right.
Well, I would say this much with your J.J. Abrams comment. All right, like I was watching this film and I saw like hints of Hitchcock,
Yeah.
There's a lot of Hitchcock worshipped it, you know, and I kind of see like that like J.J. is trying to be the modern day Hitchcock now. In a way, he always like his films is always like, all right, there's always gonna be there's gonna be something. Yeah. There's gonna be a twist. There's gonna be something, or M. Night Shyamalan, something like that. Right. I saw a lot of M. Night Shyamalan stuff in this too.
But that's the thing. I was kind of thinking of that as well. I was like, this kind of Shyamalan territory. It wasn't as bad as The Village, for example, because it had that scene.
But it reminded me of Signs, though. It had a Signs feel to it.
The Village had that aspect of it as well, which is you don't know what's going on, and then people telling this lying to the people inside scenario or what it is, or you're right for the wrong reason. You're not sure, but what it is you're doing inside the world. Again, we're not really spoiling the film, but we're just kind of saying the comparisons. And it's just you don't know what's going on outside, but they're telling you what's going on, and you have to trust authority. But do you trust the authority or not? And you realize, okay, you should trust authority. You're right for some reasons, but then you realize, okay, they might be wrong for this reason. Or, you should still have a chance to go outside. So, the fellow was right in this way, but he was right in this way. This is hard.
Yeah.
And they did that. I think the film did that balance well. And because the characterization was so strong, and I still think the characterization is very strong, Actually, my rating goes up a little bit, thinking about the film a little more, giving the film a little bit of a chance. I still think it's plot-wise, it's still mediocre. But because the rest of the product was so well done, so well made, especially sound design, I will give this a low movie tone.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good rating. Yeah. All right. Well, for me, like, I will just kind of lead on positives and negatives quick. I liked how the story was paced. I like how the editing was, especially the intro. That intro got me completely, caught me off guard. I love how they did that. Performances, especially from, John Goodman, gives this amazing performance. Very Oscar-worthy performance. A lot of people...
It's pretty damn good, actually.
Yeah, a lot of people... people know John Goodman for years, starring in films and whatnot.
Yeah, but, he was in Trumbo.
He was in Trumbo,
yeah,
okay.
The kind of hackneyed studio producer.
Yeah. But,
because he had the talent, he ended up making money, and he ended up getting Oscars.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
But, I mean, like, in his case, he either does comedic stuff like, of course, Big Lebowski.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys can remember way back in '94, he starred in, the big budget adaptation of the Flintstones, at the time, which was the most expensive movie of that year. And I actually enjoy that shit. I enjoy that shit. I don't care.
Movie, but it was well done. I really like that movie.
You know what's dumb about
silly.
it? Halle Berry playing Sharon Stone.
Yeah.
Like, think about that, guys. Halle Berry playing Sharon Stone. But I thought that was fun, and you always is either that or you have your dramatic performances. Like, for example, he was in Flight with Denzel Washington. But in this case, this was the first time I ever saw him play this really terrifying character. And he terrified me in moments,
Yeah, you're scared.
Just that face and there's the way how he kind of skulls at you.
What made the character work is because of the position of authority he had. In the sense that, well, when you start to see certain things revealed, it's like, oh shit, I kind of should trust him, though. Like, say, get into that now. I thought that was well done. Yeah,
it's like, you are in my house, you are in my bunker, right. You got to follow rules. You don't follow rules, you die.
And he really comes across as being the most knowledgeable.
Yeah.
And they do that really well.
Yeah. The other two performances, from Mary Elizabeth Winstead were great too. Well, John Gallagher, I know a lot of people. Well, I mean, he was solid as well too. He's the most talkative of the three.
Yeah.
And he brought, the comic relief into it, because we need comic relief in a show like this, that's so tense and so amped up with its intensity.
Yeah.
So he was great as well too. I liked how her character was kind of presented. She's not the, normally in thrillers or horrors, the female character is always like, the one always cowering in a corner or, waiting till the last minute to actually make a decision. She makes decisions from the word go.
Yeah, they made it work. They made it work because I remember somebody was complaining of how the character might be a little too smart or too intelligent. And I was like, no, nothing in it.
No, she just kind of figured out. It took a while, and then when she figured out, she just moved.
Everything plot-wise, made sense. Because they did, especially the last piece of she escaped, I was like, oh shit, the guy talked about it, blah, 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 right?
Yes, and I also like how the story was playing around with the notion of you don't know what's going on out there. You don't know if it's an invasion. You don't know if it's aliens. Or in this case, with just going back to the original Cloverfield, you don't know if it's the same shit that went down in the first film going on.
They did a good job again. This is why I say the characterization and writing was strong in this point, which is the whole aspect of the balance of skepticism versus belief.
Yeah,
and authority, and mostly belief in authority.
Yes.
Not so much belief itself, but just what why does he would believe this or not? Why does he would accept this information or not? And they did a good job with that.
Yeah. And also too with John Goodman's character, I liked how the fact that he wasn't this two-dimensional bad guy.
Oh yeah,
you got where he was coming from at certain points. Like you have better be safe than sorry.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if something is going to affect his pool, his niche, then he's going to do something about it. And he usually reacts quite violently and quite terrifyingly, and that brought up some of the most, I wouldn't call it jump scares, but just the most frightening moments in the film for me.
Yeah.
There were moments, like especially leading up to the last 10-15 minutes that remind me of say The Shining, that scene where they were running by, and Jack Nicholson's running them down and stuff. It had a moment of that, like, remind me of that. There were a lot of Hitchcock, not references, but it had moments which felt like, you were watching a Hitchcock flick,
right.
The pacing and, just the little things that happened just out of the blue,
Yeah.
What else?
This for me, is going to be, I get the feeling this is going to be this year's Mad Max, for me.
Yeah,
you have a bunch of people who are going to tell you why this is great filmmaking, and this is why it is, and it's going to reference because it does this whole thing.
Yes.
Whole film.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. But I didn't think it was that good. I didn't really do anything, for me in that way.
Yeah, but
you still liked it and it was solid.
Yeah, I do agree with you. Like a lot of people, especially a lot of screenwriters, will be like, this is how you make a film so economical. You have this small room. Mm-hmm. Oh yes, and there was even a certain shot and moment that reminded me of Saw, by the way.
No, the use of the space was great. I mean, especially because you already got a sense of it being claustrophobic.
Yeah, and there was a moment there was a shot actually with Mary's character that reminded me a hell of a lot of Saw, the first Saw. Her being in this room and not being able to get out. It reminded me a lot like that.
What's kind of confusing? Well, slight spoiler, but sense of time. How long they was inside the Donker.
Oh, I kind of assume it was a few days. Or no, it could be more because there was a montage that went in the middle.
In my head, right. So in my head, I had about 2 weeks. 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. Not sure how long it was.
Yeah, I don't think it was too long. Probably a couple of weeks.
The thing is, you couldn't tell in terms... The only thing you could tell is that her leg was healed. And the guy's arm was not healed. So I think Emmett was the character's name.
Emmett, right. Yes, that's his name.
Yeah. So you don't see. I didn't get a sense of, because in my head I was like, well, her leg wasn't that damaged. It was just kind of bruised up a little bit, maybe slightly sprained at best, and then his arm was broken.
Yes.
So it would have taken longer. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that informed the story a good bit, and so it is because it informed in terms of what in terms of what had to occur later and what she had to do. Anyway.
All right. What else? Dan Trachtenberg's directing was brilliant for first time.
Yeah, that's pretty damn good.
Spot on.
The guy's talented.
And one thing that really made the film work for me was the score, especially from.
I'll give it a slightly. It's only because of that I'll give it a slightly fairer shake.
The directing you're talking about, not the music.
The score was good, but I'm talking about just him being a first time director.
Yes.
Just because you're a first time director, I slightly give it as like, all right, it's your first time.
Yeah, but he'll do better. He'll make better films. All right. Yeah, the score done by Bear McCready.
Yes,
a name that you may know. Like, all right, all right, like he did music for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which you mentioned before, and of course he did the music for The Walking Dead. If you know that team score, if you know that team song, what am I saying? Team score. Then you know what I'm talking about.
For me, McCready, the score and most of the songs and the theme song for Battlestar Galactica.
Yes, he did for that too, right?
That had a kick-ass, that whole dun, 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 dun.
Yeah,
awesome.
I love the drum, that dum, 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 dum,
awesome.
dum, dum, dum.
He's a fantastic score, man.
Yeah, and I thought that his score added a lot to it. It reminded me a lot like how the score for Signs added to that tension and that feel that something dark is out there, something dreary is out there. If you approach the film as this sort of like this non-stop thrill ride, then you will enjoy it up to the end. Yes. You will enjoy that. But if you're kind of looking for like subtext and like a deeper meaning to it, then you might get a little turned off by the last 10-15 minutes too. Because
character-wise, it has that.
It does. It has
that. You could find it. It was just the payoff.
Yeah, the payoff. I agree.
The ending just again. I don't hate it. It's not like, oh, this waste of time and I drop a popcorn and walk out.
Yeah.
I wasn't like that, but I was like, this just was meh. I just come and I went and I left. And because here's the thing, if I went and see that alone, because I went to see both films at the same time. I went to see
Eye in the Sky.
First and then that. And because I enjoyed Eye in the Sky so much, I was like,
okay, so you had that.
This threw off my palate so much now. I thought Eye in the Sky was just so solid.
Right.
I don't know.
Well, actually, I saw this movie alone. I went with friends, and we were all like, we were all tense. We were all at the edge of our seats, even right down to the end as well too. But the end, or at least the 10-15 minutes, is done in such a way that like I don't know, like you have to kind of think back as to how it led to that point, and leading up to that point was great. Like I love the moments that took place in the bunker. I just felt that the ending, like how you say with the payoff. The payoff could have been a lot stronger, a lot heavier. You don't need to tie it into Cloverfield, but I think it would have worked, especially the way how it ended. Yeah. That if they probably tied it in the first film, about okay, I see where they're going at. Right. But because they really set out to make this thing, distinct.
Here's the problem. Yeah. I am not going to engage in this kind of borderline conspiracy theorist idea. You see how a lot of fans...
What do you mean? Like people talking about
Fans of Cloverfield did that shit. This absurd amount of research and time wasting about the expanded universe and where this... Like, okay, take for example, did they ever...
Like I remember they say what was Super 8... was like oh well the creature there was in Super 8, and I like somebody told me that like
stop
dude,
stop.
I don't care. Why?
Stop it.
But
no, this hard, you need to connect all the dots kind of attitude, and I was like,
why
for this? I'm not gonna. No, again, as I said, the way how it's written, and if you just watch the films only, you don't do the research, you don't sit down and try to make too much sense of everything and nitpick and fan theory yourself off a cliff. If the way it's shot, it really felt as I mentioned this earlier. It's the way it's shot is that it's you could either neither confirm nor deny if it's connected to Cloverfield, and I think that was very intentional.
Right.
But from what I understand, if you pay a little bit of attention, it might lean on deny. Maybe, not sure. A lot of people will be pissed off with that. A lot of people walking in expecting Cloverfield sequel.
Yeah, that's one thing, guys. Right. If you go in expecting a Cloverfield 2, don't.
Please.
Yeah. So.
And that's the thing, the way how the first Cloverfield was, did they ever explain? Now, I'm sure some superfan could tell us this, but did they explain what was the origins of the Cloverfield monster? No. Do they explain what the scenario going on here was the origins of it either? No.
Well, the idea what they gave, I remember I saw the behind the scenes for Cloverfield is that the creature is like a baby, is looking for its mom, so it's just kind of running around wild, but where
did the mom come from?
Yeah, where did the mom come from? Yeah. Like, okay. But all right, but for me, let me just give my rating. Just thinking about it, like I say, from a technical perspective, it's great. Writing was solid. Yes. The end is still entertaining, even though it will divide a lot of viewers. Especially if you were expecting a bigger payoff from what we saw from the first 2/3 of the film. Yeah. But for me, for what it was, I give it a decent 4 out of 5 stars.
Nice. Okay.
It may show up in my top 10. Who knows? Maybe it may be number 10. But like I say, right now, it stood out to me a lot. I enjoyed it a lot more than I expected to.
Yeah.
But maybe it might be a runner-up. Who knows? But I will say definitely, guys, check it out. Leave your expectations lowered. If you want to see Cloverfield before watching this film, go ahead. But just keep in mind that it's not related to it, or maybe it is. But I guess you have to kind of dig in deep. But I suggest you don't need to. You really don't have to kind of try and tie in and say, this little object in the first film showed up in the second film, so that means no, you don't need to do that.
Yeah.
Just see it for what it is, a really intense thriller. Yeah. Enjoy it for what it is, even if the 10-15 minutes, might throw you off.
Right.
And pretty much that's it. Like I say, even if you like the last 10-15 minutes on that, don't let that really take you away from the previous stuff that went on before, because the previous stuff is great, and I like how they kind of, I like maybe I didn't love the twist so much, but I like how they kind of kept it intense and entertaining, especially. It's just, for me, the end was a little abrupt. I could have seen a little bit more. We could have gotten a little bit, a little bit more. Just a little bit more they could have juiced up.
In retrospect, watching it, I find the trailer is actually really well made.
Yes.
It's a perfect trailer. My gosh. Because when you see the same sequence now, in context of the film, it's like, oh shit, that trailer was really well edited.
Yeah. And like the trailer itself, the trailer itself made you feel like, okay, this is following up after after Cloverfield, and then when you see the movie itself, it's like,
no, but what they do in the film itself, what they do, like in the trailer, when you see her going up the stairs, and then what you see after that.
Yes,
I thought it was really good. I was like, story pick up here, and I thought that was great. I really enjoyed that aspect.
Yeah, so
So
I still say check it out.
I totally respect that. I mean, I have my own personal. Again, because I'm a big jaded sci-fi nerd. Payoff wasn't that great for me. That's why I don't get that great of a score.
Yeah, well, I agree. The payoff wasn't really all that, but I still see as a tension-filled thrill ride. You'll have fun with this film,
Okay.
So that's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's how I could live with that.
Yeah. So,
coming up next?
Coming up next, of course, before Batman v Superman, we have Zootopia.
Yes.
I definitely want to see that movie.
Lamenting that didn't come out on time in Trinidad. I really wanted that to come out.
I wish I could have seen Zootopia and Cloverfield at the same time and talked about it.
Bit in the DMV. With the slots and the joke and
yes,
I was like, this show hard. Dude.
I love that.
I heard very good ratings about it. I didn't get to see it yet. I want to see it coming through. I heard it's coming in 20s. When is it coming?
It's coming out this Wednesday actually.
Right, so I'm going to take that.
Yeah. And of course after that is Batman v Superman, and of course coming up as well too, Daredevil season 2. Yes. So I'm planning to binge watch that. So you should expect a review of that along with it.
Since the world is not going to explode after Batman v Superman, the conflict. we're going to see. There's something I was interested in seeing. I saw some of it. I'm not sure how much it changed it, but they showed it in TIFF last year. This is Hardcore.
Oh, Hardcore Henry. That's the name of it.
No, they changed the name. Okay, it was Hardcore. Now it's Hardcore Henry.
Right. Oh, okay. That's because I remember you keep mentioning Hardcore, but I saw the trailer for Hardcore Henry. Like, wait, why keep calling this Hardcore? You know?
Yeah, it's Hardcore. Yeah.
That trailer is badass. Yeah. By the way,
well, friends give some ratings. I have my own rating for it. When we see it,
yeah.
It's coming in April.
I have a feeling it will be like this year's Crank.
Right.
You know, that.
But the problem is, I heard
you start and you end, and it's just this.
I heard one big problem with it, and it's something. I heard a big problem with it, but we'll talk about it after. It's to do with the nature of film and video games as a medium and how to tell a story.
Oh, okay.
That whole aspect of it. But
so I'm guessing that it goes way too over the top. The rules.
No, it doesn't translate.
Physics.
It doesn't translate well. It's to do with storytelling and narrative.
All right. Okay. Again, what works in a game won't work in a movie. I got it. Okay. Yeah. Right. So that's the stuff that we are looking out forward to.
And then, May is winter. The awesomeness of Civil War.
Yes. Well, we have April to just rock back and wait and see what else comes out around that time.
I have real world shenanigans to deal with, and I'm practicing coloring and all that thing.
Yeah,
I'm doing great. So.
And I am fully embracing the world of SoundCloud. So if you guys listen to this on SoundCloud and you're liking it and stuff, congrats, thanks very much, we actually moved from YouTube to
SoundCloud. YouTube, a lot of shenanigans going on. So
just a lot of drama stuff there. So just glad being able to share our voices with you guys. So like, comment, let us know what you thought about 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Yep.
Eye in the Sky, if you've seen it. If you haven't, definitely check it out. I'm going to check it out as well too, if I get a chance.
Yeah.
The Ghostbusters trailer, what you thought about it. The Nina Simone trailer, what you thought about it. And Civil War, not like I should ask anybody, but what did you like, what didn't you like, what do you expect from the show,
Yeah, a lot of people bitch about Spider-Man, I'm sure.
Yeah, oh gosh, it's Spider-Man, or is it too CG or whatnot, just let us know.
I thought it was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, come on.
I had to go with the classic look was smart.
Yeah, come on. Yeah.
That's smart. Anyway.
Yeah, so in closing, Ricardo, where can we find you online?
You can find me, good sir. Ampersat, RMEDDY, that is on Twitter, at RMEDDY. Hello. And you can find me on Facebook. I am the 10th Cloverfield Lane. Most important, Ricardo Medina on Facebook. Just type in my name, you'll find it. That's me there. Matthew.
All right. I actually live about a couple streets away from you, so I'm actually at number 8 Cloverfield Lane. Sorry, a couple homes actually away from you. Sorry, we don't really see each other. Like, I come outside and I know, like, you go to work or some kind of things. I don't see you, but anyway. Yeah, so I'm on 8 Cloverfield Lane, but if you're looking for me online, you could go on Twitter, just type in Legally Black MJB. MJB in capital letters. You can find me there, as well as the link to this podcast and, other stuff that we've discussed before.
Yeah.
Facebook, just look for Matthew Bailey. Also, you could look for a Legally Black or official fan page.
Yeah.
On Facebook as well too. You'll see all the links to my written and vocal reviews that I've done with Ricardo as well too.
Yes.
And that's pretty much about it. Yeah. So until next time, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Whenever you listen to this. Once again, this is Matthew Bailey alongside
Ricardo Medina.
Yes, and signing off. So take care, guys. Until next time. Peace. Later.
verstehe dich nicht. Die Botschaft ist doch eindeutig, halt dein Maul und rede nicht.